Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer. So today, if you saw my title for today's video, we are talking about punches again. I talked about punches last week during my Facebook Live, and that's also on YouTube. And as soon as I was done with that video, I realized I forgot to share with you my best trick for using punches. So we're going to start with that today. So this is an old, and these are all the places I am on the internet. Hopefully you are aware of all of my websites and know where to find me. If not, let me know. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on the blue table because it's a blue piece of cardstock. So this is a template I made many years ago with my punches that I had at the time. And this was my absolute favorite punch. I was very sad when it retired. But what I do, and I haven't done this lately, and I don't know why, I should be using a template like this. So I punch the stamps, or I punch the punches I used most often on a piece of cardstock, and then I can, okay, so this is my old one. I included here these two tag punches layered nicely, so that was a reminder that to myself that those, what the layer looked like. So I made one of those last week, and this is what I forgot to show you with some of my punches, not all of them, but the ones I use the most, especially if they're ones I use for sentiments. So these 5 are probably my most used punches for sentiments. And the reason this is my best kept secret is most of our stamps on the cover of our cases, they are at full size. It'll say down here, and I don't have any of them on my table, it'll say down here if they're only at 75 or 90%. But if they are at 100%, then you can use this template that you make. And so I could see that the word blessed fits nicely inside that punch. And then I can use layers and whatnot that I showed you last week. Let's look at some of these others. And I just grabbed a whole bunch of stamp sets from my turntable I use, especially these little ones. So that is very overwhelming. But if you remember my video from last week, I showed you how to punch this twice, what I call double punching. So you can punch it and make it shorter. You can see it would fit nicely if you double punch this shape or this circle. And I have a note here that it's a 1 1/4 inch circle. I don't know if that's a current one or not, but that fits nicely in there, and then you could add some layers around it. My favorite punch though for sentiments is this one. You could see Sigh fits nicely in there, and we could double punch it to make it shorter. Ouch fits in there. This is not good. Sometimes I will leave a sentiment like this and leave it extra long, and then I'll put a pearl or a rhinestone or some sort of embellishment on the ends if I don't feel like double punching. So here's another one with some larger sentiments. Sending healing hugs would fit nicely inside this punch. You could double punch and make it, you know, move this up and then use this as a layer behind it. This calls for confetti. Would go nicely in that one. Look how well that fits. Or this one. How's that? That one works well. And these are all label punches. These are all current punches in the annual catalog. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. I love this Happy Birthday. How does that fit on there? Sorry, I'm not watching comments yet. That one looks nice on there. The other one I really like is this one. Sorry, I'm not sure I'm in the... Oh, it doesn't quite fit. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. A.A. Milne. That is a Winnie the Pooh quote. So that is my secret that I forgot to share with you last week, and why we are doing punches part 2. The other thing is, in our catalogs, most of the stamp sets in the catalogs are full size, and they tell you if they are not full size. So we have 3 different itty bitty greetings stamp sets in your annual catalog. They are on page 44, 62, and 107. And so if you have your template, and I apologize if the video goes crazy, especially for this one, that celebrate, You could double punch, happy day, you're engaged. So all these itty bitty ones fit nicely on this. Or what does it look like with that stamp on this size punch? So this is an easy way for you to tell which punch will go with your sentiment. And I just lost my video. Hopefully you are seeing it. Let me get out of Facebook and get back into it. So I mentioned punch art as well last week, and this is an example of punch art. Let's see if I'm still going. Are you still following me? Can you let me know? I saw some comments on here, and I'm just talking away. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So I don't know if she's on here yet. My sister-in-law, Alma. She was on here. Hopefully you're still on here, Alma. Alma sent this to us for Easter. And you can see what punches she used to create this bunny rabbit going into a hole. So you can see an oval punches for the feet and some circle punches for the pads of the foot. A circle for his body. And then can you see that? I think it was supposed to be a flower punch for his puffy tail. So that's what I consider punch art. I don't know how many of these are current. I know we have a couple circles in the current catalog, but I did want to share with you a punch art cards today using current punches. So that's where we're heading. And I was looking at this, and this is our Vase Builder Punch, I believe. Correct me if that's not right. And so if I look at this punch here, to me that really looks like a flower petal. So I created a flower using that punch, and I'll show you how I colored them. We're going to leave that there. So I just punched some very vanilla cardstock with this punch. And again, it's supposed to be a vase, and this is how I colored them. And we're going to add a couple more petals to that flower. So when I create cards or color flowers or create flowers or color flowers or anything like that, I like to make them as realistic as possible. So quite often I will just, on my tablet usually, because I get a bigger picture on my tablet than my phone, I'll type in flower and then search it, and then instead of all of them, I select images, and then I get an image, just pictures of flowers, and then I scroll till I find one that something I want to create, or how I want to color it. So to do this, let's see, I have the smaller end towards the middle. We're going to create this card in different colors, and so I'll talk about the different layers there. So right now I'm just going to talk about the coloring. So using my blends, I have dark Calypso Coral, I believe this is light Calypso Coral, and dark Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to start with the light Calypso Coral, and notice I have scrap paper here, and I'll show you when I'm done coloring that it bleeds through our cardstock. So I found some, I think they were called Painted Ladies. It almost looked like a Black Eyed Susan, something in that family, or a Daisy. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry. So I did some of the light, a little bit of the dark, and that's towards the center of the flower. And then I'm going to blend with my light again, just to get rid of part of that line. Sorry, I should be. Thank you all for joining me on Facebook. I do appreciate that. You can see I've colored quite a few petals with this. I'm just coloring everything with my Daffodil Delight. And when it dries, it will look like that. So we're going to swirl around where the colors changed there, add a little more dark, and maybe some lines. There were lines on that flower. Maybe I will post that flower on my website, my blog, with this card so you can see my inspiration. And this is the back side. It almost looks like the front side, but that's how much it bleeds through. So you want to make sure you have paper under your project when you're coloring with the blend. So let's do that one more time. So I did some light Calypso Coral, and I don't know if you can hear, I'm putting the lids back on my blender blends every time And let's go back to the light, Calypso Coral, and just swirl around where they meet and do some, no right or wrong here. And the flower petals, I am just using the same color if they're not identical. I think that's pretty natural. You can see how dark these are compared to those, and they are the same colors. That was made a couple days ago. I think I did that on Saturday. So I'm going to add this to my card using some glue dots. We're just going to tuck those into where there's some holes there. I did get a little dimension on these. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to hold the center of our petal, or the center of the flower, and just curl it. Do that to both of them. So there's the back side of them. All right, glue dot. So take the end, pick up the glue dot, and it didn't pick up because this ink is still wet. Doesn't want to pick up. May have to come back to this after. Well, you just use my thumb to put it on there. It is not sticking. Let's let that dry for just a minute. This is what happens on live video. And I will talk about this card. So I knew I wanted to make a flower using the Builder Punch and use the vase as a petal. But then beyond that, it's like, okay, what do I want my card to look like? I had no idea. So quite often I will use a sketch, a card sketch. And sorry for my scribbles. Maybe I should write this out. So I found this on Paper Play Sketches number 30. It is inactive, but they had over 100 card sketches. So I found this sketch and I decided to put my flower on that circle. So this sketch became that card, and it'll be our second card as well, using different colors but the same designer series paper. And you'll be proud of me. I stamped on my designer series paper. That's something I rarely do, and we'll do that again on our second card. So let's see if this is dry enough now. So like I said, I knew I wanted there even that amount of time, and it's sticking now. And then I'm gonna put that in there and push down. We'll talk about the center of our flower here in a minute too. Oh, this one may not be dry enough yet. There we go. We're gonna make it work. And then put it in there and push down. And there's our card. Happy birthday. Oh, it is not sticking. Let's try another glue dot. Actually, I'm going to put a glue dot on both sides of this. And if that doesn't work, we'll get out the liquid glue and make it stick. I think I'll put a picture there. And this is not working. Like I said, the joys of live video. Oh, there we go. There's our card. And that glue dot is sticking there. Let's move that out of the way. Fold it in half and put the glue adhesive on the inside. Happy birthday. Who has a birthday coming up? I have a friend that has a birthday today. All right. Let's make another card. Again, I'm using the Vase Builder Punch. And I have some of my petals already done. And I will show you how I made the center of our flowers. Here's some of my flowers and a fail on my leaves. Oh, I have another trick on creating those leaves. Any guesses on how I made that leaf? Okay, so using this round vase, I just punched the edge here. And if you can see, let me go closer. I put the edge of the cardstock to where the circle ended, and then I punched that. And then I used one of our new embossing folders, ran that through my Big Shot because I don't have our new machine yet, and that's going to be the center of our flower. Just like this one was early espresso, I used basic gray for this one because we're doing pinks and grays on this card. Ooh, maybe I should add some leaves to that card as well. All right, I'm going to tease you. We're going to do the leaves last. So you have to stick around and see what punch I used to create those leaves. Any guesses? I'll send a card to anybody who knows what punch I used to create those. How's that? some of you might know. If you have been a demonstrator or stamping for a while, let me know. All right, so these, I used Purple Posy. It's not a color you see us using very often because we don't have an ink pad for Purple Posy. The Stampin' Up! Didn't like the quality of the ink on the ink pad, so they discontinued it. So we have cardstock, ribbon, blends. That's all I can think of right now in Purple Posy. I actually do have a Purple Posy pad, and it is very foamy. It gets lots of bubbles when I try to use it, so that's why they discontinued it. So to create these, again, it's very vanilla cardstock, just punched with the Vase Builder Punch. And to color these, I started with light Purple Posy. See, that's the back side. And I colored up. Let's use the brush tip. It'll take me forever to color. Look how the difference of these colors. These are the same markers. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. This flower is going to be a little different looking. I don't think it's very realistic at all. We're going to put some dark on the end. And tomorrow when I come back and look at my flower, they will all be the same color. Is this the light? All right, I want to color this one again. It's really fun to play. It's very therapeutic to color these. Can be kind of putsy. You want enough petals on your flower. But if you're watching a movie or TV show that you've seen before, you can't really watch one and that you have to watch and not miss anything, but you know what I mean. It's a good thing to do when you have something in the background. So I tried coloring our leaf and it didn't work well. This is Pear Pizzazz cardstock. I know I always want to know what colors people are using. And I used our Just Jade blends and I didn't like that, so we're not going to use that one. But I do want to create some more leaves, and maybe we'll add some leaves to that. So did anybody have any guesses? No guesses on what we used for those leaves. We used a circle punch. This happens to be a 2-inch. So then holding this, I'm going to put it back into my punch, and there, well, is our leaf. And if you go around the edges of the circle, I did it upside down so that it didn't go flying. And there's our third one. You can make them fat or you can make them skinny. That is how I made our leaves. And we're just going to leave them green. I didn't like it with the... I tried to put... Let me get that one back and let's see what it looks like. Well, here, I can do it on this. How about just using the light Just Jade and make veins? Let's leave that for a minute while I put this card together and see what that looks like. So here are our pieces. There's our large circle for our flower. There's our center. There's our petals. So I need, I have my card base. This is Smoky Slate. And we're going to put this out of the way while I cut my designer series paper. Hopefully you can't see too much of a mess here. All right. So this is the In Good Taste designer series paper. And it is all just backgrounds. It is very pretty paper. Very versatile. I like the colors in it, which are Creme Cake, Early Espresso, Soft Suede, Gray Granite, Garden Green, and Coastal Cabana. That doesn't sound right. Sorry, no. The colors in this are Basic Gray, Early Espresso, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Smoky Slate, Very Vanilla, and Whisper White. So you can see there's all kinds. Let's see if I can find the, there's our Rococo Rose. And there's some Rococo Rose on that one. Great masculine cards. There's some Night of Navy. All right, let's get back to the ones I had pulled out first, because those are the ones I want to use. Pick up what I dropped there. All right, Anne says leaves. Yes, I really like that one. And this one looks like cement to me. That's kind of pretty too. Maybe we'll put that as our base. There's some grays in these wood pieces too, but I think I like these two together. get my trimmer. And so our standard card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Let's use this as our card base. We're going to go 4 inches. We're going to leave a border. 4 by 5 1/4. I do have these on a post-it, these dimensions on a post-it note above my workspace, because sometimes I just don't want to think. And I just want to look it up. And I know I made that banner 2 inches wide. Here's our banner punch. I think it's called triple banner because you have 3 different widths. And on the back, I write 1, 1.5, and 2 inches are the widths that make nice banners with this punch. So I knew that I wanted that 2 inches. And that'll fit right into our punch. Make sure it's flat. There's a nice banner end. And get some adhesive out. I'm using our new seal adhesive. Let's put this card together and then we're done. Talk about quick, because I had a lot of those petals done. All right. Ooh, wait, do we want that side? No, I think we do want that side. Then I'm going to trim a little bit off of that. Let's make sure that's all right. I'm going to cut about 1 inch. Let's see what it looks like with 1 inch cut off. That'll be good. Thank you all for joining me. You're all so quiet today. I see everybody said hello. And then this is what our card is going to look like. So here's my question for you. Should we add leaves? Oh, that's what it looks like. I think I do like that. Adds a little more interest. So I will add some veins to all these leaves. I think this flower needs leaves, just a little touch of green. So we're going to add this here. In this I used our Stitched Shapes Framelits dies, and this is the largest circle. Put that off to the side. I do want to stamp here. This is that stamp from the, it's a kit. I've talked about it before. Let's see if this happy birthday is going to fit. I do like this. Yeah, not quite. Does this one fit? Yeah, this one does fit. We're going to use that one from that kit. It's like the up and away. It's got the balloons and the airplane on it and all that. So since we have gray, we're going to use basic gray ink. Anne says yes. So yes, we will add leaves to that. And I hope, let's, using a photopolymer, so I do want some layer here. Usually don't like to stamp right on this table, but let's see how this goes. Ta-da! It worked. Yay. All right. Not a lot of stamping here. We're using our punches today. I looked for other punch art that I had. Here, we'll put the bunny rabbit back. And if you're familiar with Star Wars, there's a new droid in Star Wars called BB-8, and he was just so cute. He's orange and white, and he's a circle, so I used circle punches, and I made a BB-8 card for one of my boys, and I don't know what happened to it. So, okay, so to put this flower on here, I'm going to put some adhesive in the middle of our circle, and then I'm just going to line, make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to line these up. Not quite quarters, so probably 5th. So hopefully there'll be 5 all the way around. And I see I'm going to have some adhesive. I went too far with my adhesive. I should have used a glue dot on the back of each. So I'm just going to pull that in with my finger. I think it's going to work. If not, I have an adhesive remover that I've used that we used to carry. You know what? I don't know how much adhesive I have left. Glue dots. So glue dot. This is going to be a funny looking flower. I don't know, are there any flowers like this for real? I might want to add some more petals to this card as well. I will do that later tonight, so I won't make you watch. And for our, oh, I didn't use my bone folder to give these some dimension. I think I can still do it. Yep. I'm trying to rush. I don't know why I try to rush. I think I just don't want to take too much of your time. I do appreciate you joining me, but I know I appreciate shorter, more concise videos myself. So I will add some more petals to that when we're done here, and you'll see it on my blog in the next couple days. So for this, it is, remember, it was at the bottom of the, it's the bottom of that one and embossed, and I'm going to round it with my bone folder. And then I'm going to use 2 of our dimensionals, and I want large dimensionals. If I can find them. Keep going, there we go. And I'm going to layer 2 of them right in the middle. Oop, don't need 3. And then I'm going to continue to bend this around the dimensionals. Can you see what I'm doing? Just bending it around. It's sticking to my fingers. And that'll be the center of our flower. That doesn't look so bad. I think I do want a couple more leaves or petals on there. Ooh, don't throw those away. And then back to our leaves. We're going to use our light Just Jade and add some veins to the rest of these. And again, I'll use my bone folder to make these rounded a little bit, and I think I need more. You get to see this one more time. Punch a circle of green, insert it from the side, and there's your leaf shape. I'm going to turn it sideways when I punch, because otherwise it'll go flying, and then I won't be able to find it. I'm going to punch that. Add some more veins to all of these that I just created. So that's the first one I did. Look how light that is. A couple more here. I see there's a couple on this flower. Take that back out. And again, I will add these to my behind my flower with glue dots. And that's our card for today. Thank you for joining me. Happy punching. We didn't do a lot of stamping today. Get those punches out and see what shapes they are and what things you can create using those shapes. It's kind of fun. If all else fails, you can go onto Pinterest. I have a punch art board on my Pinterest page, my North Star Stamper Pinterest page. And you'll see lots of ideas there. I don't know, Alma, are you still with us? Where did you get this idea? Did you just find it online, or had you received a card, or were you very creative and came up with it on your own? I rarely come up with things on my own. It's actually kind of sad. All right, glue dots. I'm going to use some of these smaller leaves. There it's sticking. That one's kind of big. It's going to go in our... Sorry, I'm doing it out of camera shots. I'm just picking up a glue dot on the back of my leaf and putting it under a petal and pushing it down. We'll do one more on there. And that's our card for today. Thank you for joining me. I will finish this, but if you need to go, that's fine. I think I've covered everything I'm going to cover today. Again, if you have any questions, comments, requests for a topic, I'm not sure what I'm doing next week. Let's see, where does this go? I think I need another. Oh, maybe that goes there. I'm still not ready to cover ink on our videos. I don't know that we have any inks back ordered right now. There we go. And that one needs some more petals. So it's almost done. I'll add one more leaf right there for now. I just want to use these leaves up rather than throwing them away. We'll keep going. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Happy punching. Take care. Bye for now.